Good morning. Ignore what's going on back here. Ignore that. Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday. We are here with another episode of Morning Inspiration with Friends. I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae. As you are coming in, especially if you are watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. And if you are always looking for like inspirational messages, whether it's every morning, I do upload new videos as well on the channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure that you hit the notification. So anytime I go live, anytime that I post something new, anyone who has notifications on will be notified. So I do encourage you to do that and be a part of the family over here. So now every Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. Central Time ish, I go live and I have different conversations. Um, Everything is pretty much spiritually led. Things that's happening in my life and people around me, and God would just give me insight for conversations for us to have. And as always, I always encourage anyone when you leave here, if something is resonating with you, to go and have a conversation with the Lord. That is always my goal. But you can always reach out to me as well. I normally do this at the end, but we'll do this today right now. You can also go to my link tree. You can connect with me on my different social medias, Instagram, TikTok, right here on YouTube as well. If you're watching on Facebook, you can go to the YouTube channel and you can get my link. And I really just love doing this. You can also learn about my community, Inspirational Trailblazers community, and my books, my courses. Oh, I just put up a new blog post yesterday. Boop, boop. I forgot. Let's put that out there real quick. So yesterday we spoke about changing our minds. Last week I did a workshop on mid-year check-ins, right, and how they are game changers, and they are game changers. And so I actually put together a bundle for that because in January we also did another masterclass for inspirational trailblazers, and they were able to prepare and start setting their different goals for the first quarter of 2025. So the second is going to add that extra value. So you can go to the link, you can read the blog post, you can read tips that I have, and then you can also see the different offers that I have as well at the bottom. And do not forget, if you read that blog post, and at the end, you will get a special promo code. Yeah. And being a part of that community will give you extra benefits. So yes. So let's get started. So yesterday we spoke about how to start changing your mindset. You know, how to update your operating systems, right? Because again, I teach Microsoft, I teach computer software. I love computer software. I don't know why, but yeah. So we spoke about that, and today I want to talk about what you can do on a daily basis to renew your mind. It's like we really got to get to a point of realizing that this is not like you can just do an update one time and that's just going to be it. Like you should be actively working towards these updates every single day so that you will always have the opportunity to self-reflect and do things of that nature. So when we are in this process of keep living into this new mindset, right? We want to keep living here. We want to keep progressing here. We like the way that we feel here, right? Maybe something that you're like, I like the way I feel, but there is no but. There is no but. So first thing I want to look at is when we're looking at new mindsets, right? Are you still going to the default mode or are you looking at the design mode? So right now I work with the LMS learning management system called Canvas, and we use something to help make our courses extra pretty, really organized. Like When we look at a page, we know whether or not it's in design mode or if it's in default mode. Now, default is not bad, right? Default is doable. Default works, right? But when we go into design mode, that means that we can tap into those extra benefits, right? We can tap into those upgrades that are going to give us exactly what it is that we need. So this is what you have to get into your mind. Are you going to stay in default mode? You know, the mode that, because, you know, anytime, and I used to, well, I still teach Microsoft on Word, but I used to teach Microsoft Word for business writing. And one thing that used to irritate myself and most of my students is that the developers for Microsoft Word, I'm talking about earlier versions. I'm not even talking about now because everything is so web based. I'm talking about like the standalone software that we used to install onto your computers before you can even install it onto a Windows, onto an Apple. When you went to go write a letter, the default was always like Calibri. And in the society that we live in, especially in the United States, when you write business letters, what is the font that you're typically accustomed to? I'll tell you. Times New Roman, right? So Times New Roman is like the business writing default, right? That's our default. But when Microsoft Word started to create, and I'm like, every year, every time they came out with a new version, I'm like, are they going to change the default to Times New Roman? They never did. And this is why I used to tell my students, I know when you haven't done the update, the upgrades, right? You haven't done the design mode because it was always a different font, line spacing, everything, right? So sometimes the default, it works, but the default is not going to give you the results that you really want. So you got to make that decision before you can even move forward. And I hope that you decide to go into the design mode. You're tapping into those upgrades. You got those advanced settings. Those are the different things that you want. The second thing is that every day you got to practice some form of reinforcement for this new mindset. So this is where every time you wake up, you pray, right? You talk to God about this new mindset, about this new life that He is setting before you. You tap into some journaling, right? A lot of times we need to just sit and self-reflect. Like so many of us are not taking the time and talking to God and doing some self-reflection. So that you will understand, you know, what it is that you need, right? What are the boundaries that you need? Good morning, Paula. Happy Tuesday to you. I saw you yesterday. Jelly Bean he's doing something over here, but he is better. He don't have that crazy cough. But thank you, Paula. But yeah, so journaling, you know, establishing, understanding your boundaries, you know, speaking words of affirmations. I even started last year. Someone, I think it was like on TikTok, someone had posted, if you go on YouTube, YouTube has like music that you can listen to. And these are like positive affirmations about money, positive affirmations about abundance, positive affirmations. And these are like someone created a song. And I started to listen to those types of music because it's like, you know, money flows to me easily. And it's just like a nice little beat. So you're not listening to the radio station. You're not, you know, you're listening to these very clear indicators of like, these are the things that I need to speak. These are the things that I need to do to renew my mindset as I'm going into this brand new life that I'm trying to live with this new mindset. So these are the daily practices. Again, praying, talking to God about it, staying in your word, journaling, meditating, speaking your affirmations. There's so many different unique ways out here that you can say, you know what, I can tap into this. I can, every single day, I have an ability to help me, right? And I do have, I don't think anyone, if you guys remember, Paula, you probably remember if you're watching still, I had did this free download, Living and Thriving in Your God-Given Gift. And for some reason, this is dropping into my spirit right now. It's a total free guide that I created. It does stem back to one thing I started. But again, these are things that you have to start getting into the mindset of, right? So if you go to that link, you'll be able to download that guide that I created earlier this year, the 21 Days Guide to Living and Thriving in Your God-Given Gift. And that will also, these are also tips that are going to tap into you having this renewed mindset every single day, right? Every single day for 21 days, I had to get up and remind myself of who I was and continue to believe that and speak it over my life. And then I went live. And so these are all actions that I did for 21 days that gave me the ability to come back, right? Exactly, Paula. It's a great launch pad to restart. So I'm telling you, that is an amazing 21-day guide. It's totally free. You ain't got to pay nothing. Just download it and go through the process. And you can even you go on YouTube. You can watch the 21-day videos. I have a whole playlist of that as well. Amazing, amazing, amazing resources. Okay. The third thing that we need to do to help you stay renewed every single day as you are embracing this new mindset is that you have to be patient with your system. You have to be patient with yourself. Okay, a lot of us are coming out of survival mode. A lot of us are coming out of default mode, right? Default mode is not always going to be where you are thriving best. And so now you have to allow yourself to get readjusted, right? So anytime that you do it, ever wonder, like you do like a software update, right? And you update the software and now it gets upgraded. It has to get adjusted to the device that it is on. Your body is the device, right? Your mind is a part of that device. Your system, your nervous system, all of these things are a part of it. So you have to allow that to actually go through. You have to allow those bugs to come out. You got to get those kinks out, right? Because it's not going to be a perfect situation. It's not going to be a perfect transformation and transition. But I don't want you to keep quitting. I don't want you to quit at all because of this install and the upgrades that are happening, right? It's going to take some time, so you have to be patient, right? The more that you reflect those honest conversations that you're having with yourself, that is going to give you the ability to allow yourself to have that patience and give yourself that grace. It's not going to be instant, right? It's not going to automatically just set. It's not going to always just make sense, right? Some days you're going to feel great, and some days you're going to be like, I'm not really sure if this is for me. But you have to just continue to keep the end in mind. Whatever that dream, whatever that goal, whatever it is that's causing you to start having this new mindset shift, right? To go into this new life that you're looking, even if you don't live it yet, your mind is already there. Your mind is already telling yourself, we can do this. This is definitely possible. I know that it is. So trust me, and we're going to do this upgrade, and we're going to get you to the point that you're going to actually be living in it. So you can actually see the fruit of it. This is a whole process. Anyone that's telling you, oh yeah, you're going to update your mindset and it's going to happen instantly, very few people that is their reality. For most person, the average individual, it is a scary process. A lot of you are going into charted waters that you have never been. You are going a path that you have never gone. You are probably the first person. That's why you hear me use the word trailblazer a lot. You are the trailblazer because you are the first in your community. You're not the first to do it ever. You're not the first to do it in the world. You are the first person in your community, in your environment, your family, your friends. Those people, they don't know they've never met anyone else that has done it, and you're about to be the first person that's going to do it. So don't allow this mindset upgrade to keep you stuck in that past, to keep you stuck in that default mode, because the default mode, like I said, it's not broken, it's not horrible. But when you go into that design mode, baby, you're going into a better operating system. You're going to start tapping into those advanced settings. Right now, most people are still at basic settings. I want you to get to advanced settings. I want you to get to that point where you start, your faith is there. When those storms start coming, you can hold it together. That is why we have to do these things. Because when life starts to life, that's when people get kicked off. Right? A lot of people don't know how, because I'm going to tell you this, and this is the disclaimer as somebody that's gone through many, many, many paths that I have never, ever gone through before. Something's going to happen, right? And so when you have that strength and you have that renewal, and like, okay, yesterday it knocked me down. Yesterday it got hard, it got difficult, but today I'm going to continue to believe. That's what you're going to end up needing, right? So I am yes. Thank you. Oh, hey, good morning, Bola. Bola's here, right? Bola's here. Bola told you. She gave you instructions. Or go and join Inspirational Trailblazers. I'm just saying, we got to get into the communities, into the spaces. And until you find the physical community, wherever you're located, because in Bola, I don't hope you don't mind this, but we talk about this quite often about how having those type of communities in your physical location. I'm building that still here in Tulsa. And the good part about Tulsa Remote is that we've had people who are still here, people who are other parts of the world now, and we still have access to them. So even when I went to the beautiful part about, like, I think about when I went to Medellin earlier this year, I had community there, right? So you don't even know when that physical community in that one location can expand to another location. This is why it is very important, because you just never know where they're gonna come from and how they're gonna show up. Right. So here is the link. You can definitely tap into it. But then also you can go down to the description. The description does have it. And there's a first 7 days free. Okay, so first 7 days free. You can go right there and you can join, check it out, and you can see Paula is also a member of Inspirational Trailblazers as well. So remember I said that bonus earlier, the bundle for my blog. So again, my blog has been updated my blog, and it's regarding the half year, the mid-year check-in point. Right, so we're in the second half of the year. You can check out this particular blog post. But at the end, there is an offer. And that offer is for anyone that wants to purchase the recordings. Now, you are a part of Inspirational Trailblazers. You don't have to purchase that bundle, because when you join Inspirational Trailblazers, you will have access to all of that. Right, so you have to kind of decide which side of the fence you want to be on. You want to join the community and you get access to the recordings, the resources, to everything, whether you're there live or not. You will have it once you just log in. But if you know, like, you know what, I'm not really sure, I'm still kind of getting acclimated, trying to really kind of get your footing, then you can go ahead and you can purchase this particular bundle. And if you read that blog, you're going to get a special promo code for that bundle, right? It's only for the bundle, but you get a special promo code that will give you 40% off for that particular package. And you're getting two masterclass recordings. You're getting the one that was last week for the mid-year, and then you're getting the first one in January, where we got started at the beginning of the year. So again, the one thing I want you to understand, and I really do stress this in the blog, don't worry about what you haven't done the first half of the year. Don't even worry about the first 7 months, because you're about to go into August in like 2 days, 3 days, right? Don't worry about that, right? If you didn't do anything, you just made the pretty vision board and you left it there and nothing has really progressed, and that's fine. You still have time. The one thing I want us to understand, every day is a new day, right? Every day is a new day. Every day could be a new year. It doesn't have to start in January, right? It doesn't have to start on Mondays. You can start whenever you want to. You just got to get the right resources, you got to get into the right communities, you got to get into the right mindset, right? Before it can actually come to life. So this is why I share these things and I create opportunities so that you can have access, because I always think about the things that I have gone through and that I had to go through. And I went through them by myself because I didn't have access to other people in other communities, and then ultimately, the one thing that I always remember when I first came to Tulsa, and actually next week is going to be 2 years from the date that I first came to Tulsa to check it out. And downtown, there was a sticker, and the sticker said, if you can't find it, create it. And that's the one thing I could say about Tulsa. There's a lot of people who came here and they were looking for certain things and they could not find it. So they didn't leave. They didn't sit and cry and whine about it. They got up and they said, let's create it. And this is what I'm talking about. So I created the community because I thought about the Tanisha in 2012 and 2014, going and navigating this process. And I didn't have like someone to check into, someone to, so it's like, we really, really just, I'm just so excited. So I am going to stop here. I hope you guys have an amazing, wait. Y'all know I got a prompt for y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not be talking too much, talking too fast. I got a prompt. So here is a self-reflective prompt that you can relate into this topic. I mean, it still ties into what the blog is speaking about, but what daily habits do I need to reinforce the mindset I'm stepping into? What daily habits do I need to reinforce the mindset I'm stepping into, right? What daily habits do I need to reinforce the mindset I'm stepping into? And I want you to focus on that. Like I said, I always encourage y'all, have these conversations with yourself. Journal, talk about it. You can go into Chat GPT, you can watch the video. Matter of fact, I'll throw that in the comments after this, where I spoke about how you can take these kind of prompts and go through the process. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, and I'll share my screen and we can kind of like walk through how I do these things with like Chat GPT, and then that will either give me an opportunity to go to like one of my life coaches, because I have several coaches. One of my life coaches, or go to my therapist, go to one of my friends, my strategy partners, and now you're able to like really process. So that's what tomorrow's session is going to be. Tomorrow's session is going to be a working session. All right, we're going to have sharing screens, and we can actually like see how we do this, or see how I do this, and kind of give you some insight. All right, so we'll actually start with one of the reflective prompts, right? So y'all have a great day. I don't know where you are in the world, but I hope the weather is good. I hope it's not too hot and it's not too crazy. I know like I've been seeing people who are saying like in other parts of the country there's weather issues again and flights are being delayed. So if you are traveling, please be safe when you're traveling. I keep everyone in my prayers, pray that everyone continue to remain safe and just go out there and do amazing things on purpose. So I love you guys. Ebola, I know you hot over there. I know you hot over there. I'm sorry. We all hot, especially we get like, we down south, because the argument of whether or not Oklahoma is the South is ridiculous to me, but I call it the South. The South with some Midwest swag, if that's a word. Midwest has swag? They got something. But I like it out here. I love it out here. Y'all know me. I love Tulsa. I'll take Tulsa over New York any day. I'll take Tulsa over Atlanta too. So, but I think I owe you a trip soon, Bo. I need to come see you out there in Georgia. All right, everyone. Y'all have a great one. Let me go out here and walk this dog. And you have a great day. Be well and be blessed. I love you. God loves you as well.